Aunt Manna.
What do you expect for 10 bucks lobsters?
Hi! How you doing? This is Ron. This is our guide.
Education, yes.
West Basin is a wholesaler of water. So we're one of 26 members of Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, which happens to be the largest water agency in the United States. It provides water from Ventura to the Mexican border, and it gets its water from Northern California and the Colorado River. It contracts for Northern California water, and is part of the 7 states that get Colorado River water and built the Colorado River Aqueduct.
Okay.
So those two sources, we joined them in 1947. We joined because all the beach cities were watering their lawns and killing their grass.
Because all the pollutants in the water?
No, because when West Basin was established, every city got its water from underground aquifers, which is basically a giant bowl of sand and water. So what had happened is they had lowered the level of the fresh water so low, the ocean came right over the top of the bowl. And so they were pumping salt water in their lawns.
Oh.
So we were started to find a way to fill the aquifers and push the ocean out. And we looked at ocean water desal then. We looked at recycling water then. And of course, the cheapest and most available water was the Colorado River.
Okay, is there much depletion in the Colorado River? Or do you have any problems?
It's predicted, there's been 3 studies on the Colorado River that predict it's going to be a drier river. The most extreme study says it's going to be the next 1930s Dust Bowl. So in that drought, we decided we can't depend on one source of water, imported water. So we started a conservation program and a recycling program. Orange County was the first to start from scratch and say we're going to build a sewer water purification system and put it into the aquifers. Probably the thing I'm most proud about at this demonstration facility is we figured out a way to protect the ocean. The thing we have to worry about is the fish.
What killed a million dead fish?
Now what we have over here is what Ron said, that wedge wire screen, which we have here as well. You can see it. This is an example, but ours has deflector cones, so that would be here, like a little cone here on the side. And like you said, if you get, the way it was engineered, if you get near the surface, because of these wedges, it creates these little eddies. And this is what's helping to push away.
See them being moved by the currents, but none of them are being sucked into the wedge wire screen.
So this is 100% protection of impingement, which means any organism that swims near it will not be sucked in or pressed against the screen.
The other thing is it's nickel copper alloy, the screen itself, so sea life doesn't want to attach.
And that's all your adult fish, your juvenile, juvenile fish, and even your adult larvae.
Larvae is kind of gross though. What about just protecting the cute fish?
The cute.
It does that too. Yeah.
It'll protect all the cute fish. And there's the video. That's a recording. That's how it looks like. It's just a reference. Here, this is SeaLab's, so this is where we're at with the demo.
This is our water education center and our ocean desal demonstration facility.
All right. So what type of water it is. So if you get anything between 30 to 35, that's your seawater, so it's ocean water. Once you get to 0.5, that's already considered freshwater, okay? So this pipe is bringing in water. Let's figure out what water, okay? And go ahead and press TDS.
32.
31, 32. Okay, so
oh my God, run.
So that's coming straight from the ocean. We're not going to drink. What we're going to do is we're going to follow this water to the pipe, okay? So we have to go around here. And we get to ultrafiltration. Do you remember the straws?
I do.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and feel.
Reach in there and pull out a straw.
Ah! Why would you have a bear trap in here?
PVDF.
Oh, I broke it.
You can see that it is porous. It's just like the straw. You can see the inside there. What you can't see is little pores on the side. Okay, they're so small it actually gets rid of your algae, bacteria, your viruses. And I
I can see it.
The only thing that can work its way through this maze is your salt and your water. That's it. Everything else gets filtered out.
And you need to do that because the next step is actually forcing water through the molecular structure of the sheet of plastic.
So molecularly, salt cannot go through this. The water can, right? And this is just rolled up and put into one of these vessels here. So at very high energy and pressure, we need to create about 800 to 900 psi to force water through one of these. So the water is being forced in through here, okay? In the middle now is your fresh water. The salt actually travels through here into this cavity here and it gets collected here. So we have a 2-to-1 ratio. So it takes 2 gallons of ocean water to make 1 gallon of fresh water.
5 liters of water to make a 1 liter water container. Factory, and you got plumbing and the water to cool the engine.
And 250 gallons of water to make a hamburger. 5,000 gallons to make a car.
Okay, if you take a 5-minute shower with a standard shower head, how much water do you think we're using? Just for 5 minutes. 25. If you were to use a high efficient shower head for 5 minutes, what's your guess now?
12.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now let's go outside.
My favorite.
If you were to water your lawn for 1 week using a sprinkler system, how much water? So let's say 10 minutes a day.
50 gallons.
Ding ding, you're right, 150. Now let's compare that for a week using drip irrigation. Same amount of time.
3 gallons.
Very close. 1 gallon.
Yeah. Here's an interesting thing. It takes 150 gallons of water to make a pound of corn or vegetable material. It takes 5,000 gallons of water to make a pound of meat.
So here's the San Joaquin Delta. Very important. It is the West Coast's largest estuary. Okay, and in there is a famous little fish called the Delta smelt, which is endangered. Okay, so it actually affects about 30% of our water.
So when you want to calculate, I guess 20% of the energy in California is used to move, treat, and heat water.
Of all the energy,
Yeah, it's a lot. It's because I like to tell folks we live in Disneyland. When it comes to water, this is an artificial environment.
Now this exhibit just shows us that we are a body of water. So about 60 to even maybe 70% of our bodies are made up of water. How much water do you think your brain has?
50%.
Higher.
60%. 70%.
85%.
Somebody that was a couple quarts low.
Yeah, I was going to say. Mine's
Should be 85%.
That's high fructose corn syrup.
What about your bones? What do you think is the average percentage of water found in your bones?
I think you're setting us up with the 80 thing. I'm going to go 20%.
Exactly.
Hey,
yeah,
really?
20%. So it's about 20 to maybe 30%.
Exactly.
What about blood? Of course, fake blood here.
Is that real blood?
No, fake. This is the Halloween blood.
I've heard that blood is almost exactly the same thing as seawater, as a matter of fact. So it's got to be, 99% or something.
90%. 90%?
This big ring here, that's a life-size example of a water tunnel. Guess what time, how long it actually takes to pump 280,000 pounds of water.
280,000. A second.
You're right.
But our groundwater basins have been adjudicated. That means that they've been divided up by a court of law so that each city gets a set amount because they were fighting over it.
What happens if they get hit with hefty fines and so whatever if they violate that?
Yeah.
You're playing God.
Yeah. We're playing Aquafina, Desante, and Sparklets. That's what they do with our tap water.
Yeah.
So it's not just distilled like steam distillation.
No, in fact, this is more energy efficient, which is why the new plants, desal plants around the world, have abandoned the distillation technology for reverse osmosis.
Yeah, 6 of these in each one of these tubes. Hearing right now that buzzing sound, that's the energy recovery device. And did you mention the energy recovery device?
I did not.
Okay. How are we creating and generating all that pressure, right? So at the end of reverse osmosis, we still have high pressure. So let's say about 760 psi. So what we're doing is we're collecting that high pressure, okay? And we have low seawater pressure coming in. It exchanges, so we're recycling it. We put it through a booster pump, and it goes back into it. So we're recycling that energy, and that's right there, the contraction. It's called the energy recovery device. So this is the first pass. We have 2 passes. This is the second. Okay, we collect some of this water, send it through the pump, and we do it again. So now we're going to use that here.
We got some of there, just not. It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
So 0.06. Typically we get about 0.03, 0.02. So that's what we do too. I mean, we went from 30 to 3, and we do a second up there. It says drinking water is 0.1.
This plant is full size, full scale. So if you were to do a 20 million gallon a day ocean water desal plant, you would just do more of these things. So they are full size. And that allows us to optimize how you operate that plant before you actually build it.
Be wise, or just build it, pull the switch, and find out nothing happens. So it's
Okay, so this is our challenge. 2 types of water. We'll call this one water 1. We'll call this one water number 2.
No,
It's a little soupy.
It's all right.
It's all right. I'm gonna say this one, but it could just be because my palate now has been adjusted to water. So now, let's try it now, going backwards in time, reverse engineering the wheel. I like that one more. I'm still gonna go with that one.
All right. Number 1. Let's figure it out.
I think we've been had.
0.47. That's your tap water.
So it's just barely drinking water.
Let's take
Because
a look.
0.5 or whatever
Right.
was the limit.
0.11. That's your ocean desal. Now, do you know why this number went up? It was lower over there.
Because it's had time to distill?
Wrong kind of people.
Some
Early.
dust on the inside of the glass
The
or
pipes.
something.
Pipes. It's so clean that the water.
If the pitcher
So
was
we had to
sterilized.
Exactly. This water is so pure, RO, right, that we can't drink it because it's so it'll leach minerals from the body. So we added calcium to stabilize it. This probably has chlorine and fluoride. This just has pure calcium. So tap ocean desal.
But you wanted that one, right? Right? Didn't you want that one because that was like the recycled sewer water or something?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's my favorite.
That's you, really?
I've been drinking it for 15 years, yes.
There you go.
Well, because like the water, the desalinated water will eventually become sewage recycling water.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah, so it all goes back
we'll
to that.
recycle it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
They do it in Orange County.
Yeah?
Yeah. You go to Disneyland, you're drinking groundwater.
Yeah.
It used to be sewer water. The Santa Ana River in the summertime is 80% wastewater. Modesto, Fresno, Sacramento, guess where their wastewater goes? Into the river systems that come down here.
Oh yeah.
There is one thing that leaves Las Vegas.
Their runoff.
Their wastewater.
Wastewater.
Who fill it?
That's my solution to all the trash problem and everything. It's 1 cup solution. You get 1 cup, write your name on the side of the cup because you don't get another cup. Then we won't have like the floating garbage patch, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch or whatever. It's like twice the size of Texas at times. And
Yes.
It's just 1 cup. You get 1 cup.
Algalita is right here. Captain Moore, the guy that went out and found that ocean water, desal, sewer water, and conserving water. Yeah, that's the future.
You gotta have a rhyme for that or some kind of.
Rhyme of the ancient mariner.
All right.
Okay.
To seek out new life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no man has gone before.